We recently read the book Say Something by Peter H. Reynolds. In a group today, you are going to decide on a four-letter word that says something positive about our school. Have a discussion about the book and decide in your group what that four-letter word is going to be. And you need to also write what that four-letter word means to you and how and why it describes our school. You will then write this down to be hung up with the artwork that you create. So you will put this on the banner and then you can cut it out. Be sure to include all of your group members' names on it and chat with Miss W before you finish to make sure that your word is approved and you have written enough to go with that word. Once you are done thinking of your word and saying something about that word and why it describes our school, you will then get tempera paints out. Each person in your group is going to be responsible for at least one letter on their own that they will be painting. You need to write your name and class code with a pencil on the back of that letter and write your group's word as well. In pencil, you will then write your letter, making sure that it fills the space of your paper. If you are not used to making bubble letters, you can do what I did and write the letter and then outline a shape around it. You could then erase that inside line if you wanted to. I wrote this in Sharpie just so that you could see it, but you are welcome to use pencil. Then you will begin to paint. And before you begin, I would make a plan with your group on how you are going to paint your letters. Although you are each painting your own letter, you are going to be putting them together, and you want to have a plan for how you are going to do that. I, in my letters, chose to do two of my letters with cool colors on the letter and two of my letters with warm colors on the letter. And then in the background, I did the opposite. So you can make a plan with your group on how you're going to do that. Then as you start to paint, I recommend making kind of a base color for your letter. So I started painting with purple. Then if you need to clean out your paintbrush, we have these awesome dog bowls that you touch your paintbrush in the bottom of the water to clean it off, and then make an X on Mr. SpongeBob to then dry and get any extra paint off when you go in between colors. Now I'm going to let that base color dry and start to work on my background. I decided to do kind of a dot design in the background with my orange paint, so I'm doing warm colors in the background. So then I start to overlap other warm colors like red and yellow to complete my background, making sure to clean out my brush in between each color and really filling that background with color and getting close to my letter as well. Now that my purple has started to dry a little bit, I will start to add cool color designs over top of it. My purple doesn't have to be all the way dry, but this way my colors don't mix together. So I'm doing some green designs, teal and blue, all over my letter to include those cool colors. Again, make sure that you're working together with your group to decide what kinds of colors and designs you are going to do. Here I am outlining my letter to really make it stand out and making sure again to clean off my brush in between every color. I decided to go back with one more warm color to make some bigger dots after the rest of my smaller dots had a little bit of time to dry. The amount of details that you have and things that you do depend on how much time your group takes when they are deciding on your word and how much time you're taking as you are painting. The final step will be, just so that all of our letters look consistent, is to outline our letter with black using a lot of thick black paint so that it doesn't mix with other colors. You can also add some white highlights on your letter. Again, that would be really thick and it's just going over top of the paint, so don't push very hard when you do that. I'm so excited to see the words that you come up with when it comes to our Say Something project. Let's say something great about our school.